Hello again, Dominic Trophy, and welcome to another video. And this one is actually something video game related. But before I start off, I just want to say to the Americans today, because of the fact it's July 4th, happy Independence Day, happy 4th of July. I hope you are all having a good day, celebrating your country and everything. So I hope you are all having a great day. Since I live in the UK, we don't celebrate it, so that's just, obviously it's not us. So apart from that, I hope you are all having a good time. In the US, celebrating your pride in your country and everything. So I hope you are all having a great time. But back to the main topic of this video. This one is a video game related video about digital only games, and whether or not, for my opinions and my thoughts opinions, do they hurt consumers? Now, I'm kind of in the two groups here. I think that they do hurt consumers, and that sometimes they might do not hurt consumers. Now, I'll start with the hurting consumers. Now, there are lots of people who purchase video games physically, and that's just how they purchase games. And the reason being is because of the fact that they like to have the whole disc in, the disc, a physical case, the manual, the art, work, everything. And that's just how they do stuff, which is kind of nice. I think that's why a lot of people like it. But the reason a lot of people like that sort of stuff is because of the fact they can go into a video game store, a retail store, and purchase it that way, which is what I do and a lot of people. But you've got to understand is that not every game is released physically. So for those people, what are they supposed to do? They end up not, purchasing the game or playing it, which does hurt because there are so many great games out there that are never released physically. This is the thing, and it really makes you think, well, why does it never not get released physically? It's usually due to the fact that they might not want it, released physically. Usually, a lot of indie devs, a lot of independent developers are not able to afford, the whole disc, the artwork, the case, everything, because it costs money. And that's why sometimes you've got to understand is that, they want to see it happen, but they just cannot afford it. That's the thing. Even like non-indie developers, such as major third-party companies, have released games digitally on, the WiiWare service for the Wii, Xbox Live Arcade for Xbox 360 and Xbox One, PlayStation Network for the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, and the Nintendo eShop for the Wii U and the 3DS. So you've got to understand on that, level that not everyone, can get that to happen. Even though these people want to support it, they're not able to buy it, because to them it's either no physical release, no purchase, and that's just how they do stuff. Might sound a bit awful to say, but as like 7 simple rules, but that's just how they do stuff, myself included. Years ago I was like that. Before I started purchasing digital games, was that so many great games that interested me, but I couldn't buy them because of the fact there were no physical release. The first game that made me think that was Sonic 4 Episode 1, which I purchased for the Wii. And I remember when that game came out, I was looking forward to it, but again, no physical release. So I actually did not play that for years, and I didn't play that years until whenever I thought, yeah, I'll just get it. So that's what ended up happening. So I purchased a game on the WiiWare service, and I loved it, and it was a great game. But a lot of people are not like that. But as I said, it depends on how you think of it. That's just how they do stuff. Is if there's no physical release, there's no purchase, and they're not buying it, and it hurts. But that's just how they do stuff. Now I'll go on the point about that it doesn't hurt consumers. Now, there are lots of people that I've spoken to in the past who purchase games digitally. That's just how they do stuff. And the reason being is because of the fact that they like everything on one standard, storage, storage on their console. So, for example, there might be people who have an Xbox 360 and they purchase games digitally. that's just, how they do stuff. Or a current generation console the same way. Because there are so many great games that are released on it, on the current generation consoles, the Wii U, PS4, and the Xbox One, which is really, really amazing because it really, really shows you how many great games are released on those three platforms, which I kind of like. But thinking about that, a lot of people don't like the whole storage thing, where you can just, go on a shelf and think, oh, I'll just get an Xbox 360 game, or I'll just get a Wii game, or I'll just get a PS3 game. They don't do that. They don't like that sort of, shelf space. They don't want that sort of stuff, so they just prefer to purchase everything on one, standard hard drive. But the problem with it is that games nowadays are so have so much storage when they release it that it just takes them so long. So what's happening is, for example, if I have an Xbox One, which I'd love to own sometime, and I have a 500 GB model. If I keep purchasing, get every single game digitally, I basically need like extra hard drives coming in, and that's what causes problems. Now, obviously, you don't have a lot of storage space, but you do need a lot of space on your hard drive to basically purchase so many games. Because you've got to understand that games that are made for the Xbox One and the PS4 are almost like 50 gigabytes, and every time you play it, it deducts memory off your hard drive. So I think that's one thing that a lot of people are kind of scared about. Even if you purchase games, either physically or digitally, it doesn't really make a difference because it still takes that memory off your hard drive, and that's something that people are kind of scared about. Also, another point is a lot of digital games end up being taken off the servers, which scares a lot of people, because they might have not been able to try that game for the first time, thinking, oh, I want to play that game, but it's no longer available, making you a bit late to that party. Not literally party, but you know what I mean. And I think that's one thing a lot of people don't like, is these companies are just going to keep taking games off these servers. Even the iOS, Android store, same thing. Sega did that last year. They took so many amazing games off the iOS and Android store. And the one game that hurt so much was Choo Choo Rocket. And when I heard that news last year, it hurt me, because it's a game I flipping love so much. And to do something like that, it just hurt. Jet Set Radio went through the same thing. Super Monkey Ball, a few Sonic games, Crazy Taxi, everything. Lots of amazing games were just taken off those stores. Streets of Rage, Virtual Fighter, and it hurts deeply when these companies do this, because once that happens, you're not able to purchase it, and this is why a lot of people don't like that sort of stuff. But one thing I do like that companies have done in the past is release compilation collections of these older games. Sega's done a few. They did the Mega Drive collection, which is one of the best collections you can ever buy. So many great Mega Drive games. And then also there is the Dreamcast collection. Even though there's only four games on the compilation, it's still worth buying, because it basically gives you this sort of sense of playing these games, on new hardware, and that's why a lot of people like it when digital games are released in a physical package, because it basically gives you an option to play that game. But once the servers go down, that will be a massive hit to the console, and it does hurt, deeply, and it's a shame, but that's just the way it goes. It's kind of the same with digital only consoles, which I can't say so they are similar, but obviously, that's just the way it is. But I probably will do a video about what my thoughts about digital consoles and stuff. So that'll be an interesting topic to talk about. But anyway, it depends on how you do stuff. If you purchase games physically, if you purchase games digitally, It doesn't matter. Play the game no matter what and just enjoy it. And that is the main thing of video games. So it is. So I just want to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video, and look out for my upcoming videos in the future. So see you later. Bye.